You know who else didn't have a definitive answer? Hey-oh. Obviously, what turned out to be the game winner, which just shows you how important that goal in Game 4 was. Like, it's easy just to go, all right, they counted the goal, like, go back and win it.
Yes.
It just tied it, go win it. But, I mean, this was the difference in the game. So, I mean, and that was the difference in that game. So, by now, McAvoy's game winner, Bobrovsky, they said they counted the goal. Then Florida went to review it. We heard Raycroft saying that he thought it was interference. I heard Canadian guys, so I know they're legit, saying that it was a 50-50 call. So Toronto, didn't want the heat, so they just decided to side with the Bruins. Regardless, it would have been anarchy. Bobrovsky dropped his stick on purpose, and I guess that's what goaltenders do. He dropped his stick to emphasize, like, look, I've been interfered with. But, John, you made the point. It probably wasn't Geeky, or who was
Oliver Ekman-Larsson.
No, but who was the Bruin? The Bruin that was supposed to have interfered with Bobrovsky.
Oh, that was
Heinen.
Heinen, thank you.
So thank you, Danny. So Heinen, but so Bobrovsky thought that Heinen had touched him, but it actually wasn't Heinen. Heinen, though, did touch his skate with his left skate. I mean, it was so minor compared to the cross-check of Coyle into Swayman that it was ridiculous. So we're all watching this on television. Again, this whole NHL operation is a JV situation. It used to be good. And as much as I make fun of McDonough, how much he sucked on Monday Night Football, he's good at hockey. Like, he doesn't bother me. These guys all bother me. So I think I can just let this play. We all saw it. This is last night, these idiots at ESPN. I mean,
it's infuriating.
It's infuriating. So here it is.
Frederick to Coyle. A one-touch further, right down Broadway. Scored! McAvoy in transition. Beautifully done by the Bruins, and they've got the lead back. Paul Maurice just signaled to the officials this might be a Florida challenge.
Heinen in front of the net. Looks like he comes in contact with Bobrovsky's stick, knocking it out of his hand.
Now, before this, I thought the challenge was going to be, of course, too many men on the ice. Because when they show the long shot from behind the goal, you see McAvoy come off, and McAvoy joins the play, and you count. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But it doesn't give you the real-time feel of what it was like. They were actually in a change, and that change, while it wasn't even really borderline. And again, I heard Jaffe talking a little bit about this on the brew, on the sneak preview.
The morning brew.
He's like, okay, that type of change is fine. It looks like too many men for his second, but only in a still frame. It wasn't. So that was not the challenge. Immediately, the challenge was about this.
It's Heinen in front of the net. Looks like he comes in contact with Bobrovsky's stick, knocking it out of his hand. Got a great look at it from the overhead here.
So Artie's wrong because he didn't touch Bobrovsky's stick. So already the guy's wrong, but it gets much, much, much worse.
But as you're watching it and you're relying on them and you trust them to know what's going on and know what they're talking about, that's what I just took to be the case. And I'm not investigating it in that instant to see if he's right or wrong, if, who actually touched the stick or if he just dropped the stick. I'm like, oh, yeah, I guess
I'm ready.
he did.
I'm ready to start lighting fires at this point. Like, if they...
So already they're wrong?
No, I'm pissed. No, I don't know they're wrong.
Okay.
I'm pissed that if they allow this goal, if they allowed that goal, I'm coming in here the next day and I'm saying, all right, something's going on. This is crazy because the way they stopped play, not to stop the audio, but the way they stopped play, I didn't even know they could do it. The puck's like at one of the dots, and they stop play to see if Bobrovsky's okay. They're like, all right, everyone's cool out. He looks like he's winded. I didn't even know you could do that. I don't think any of us knew that you could do that. They just stop play to see if the goaltender's okay. Again, I saw live Campbell on a penalty kill play a minute with a broken leg. And no one stopped it. Like, if you're standing, they don't stop play for you. And the goaltender's the least likely guy to exasperate an injury because he's not going to get touched unless he's Swayman.
Well, Dave Jackson, this is not the first time we've had a challenge for goaltender interference, and this is another big call in this series. Your thoughts?
All right, so they go to a ostensibly a rules expert.
Yes.
I don't even know if I used ostensibly wrong. That's probably too big a word for me. But they go to a rules expert. So this is an ex-NHL official. His only job.
He's reffed over 50 playoff games, this guy. They had the graphic on the screen underneath him as he was speaking.
That's not that impressive.
He was supposed to, well...
He must have sucked.
He was supposed to have expert knowledge of this subject matter.
Well, they're paying the guy. This is why I'm paying you. Because you are going to come in. Listen to this idiot. First of all, he looks like he's about to crap his pants. He looks like he doesn't want to be on TV.
His eyes are as big as saucers.
I mean, he's
really
legitimately nervous.
Yes.
And all he has to do is just say words. It's not a big deal, dummy. Like, you're not making a speech.
You're not.
Just go babble about your garbage.
We're not asking you to solve math equations. This is something that you have knowledge of, that you've experienced in your life, that you can draw on.
You know what? I don't think he was watching the game. Listen to this and tell me if you're positive he was watching the game. Because he's not with them, mind you. He's not in the arena.
But what else would he be doing?
I don't know. Masturbating? I don't know what else he was doing. I'm serious. Like, I don't know.
No game running concurrently to this.
Looking at his phone? I don't know, John. Not paying attention.
Okay.
Like, he took his eyes off the game for 5 minutes and then went to take a leak. I don't know.
Okay.
Well, it is, and I don't want to seem like I'm hedging. I'm going to say it again.
I don't want to seem like I'm hedging. Well, how about don't hedge? It's the only reason they're going to you. Don't hedge. What is your rule? What is your ruling if you're the official? I don't mean to hedge. He's buying time, Jonathan.
Yes.
He's buying time.
He is.
He didn't watch it.
Well, it is, and I don't want to seem like I'm hedging. I'm going to say it again. This is a judgment call. But as I've always said, the crease is three-dimensional. It goes up to the top of the crossbar. Goaltender, his feet, he's breaking the plane with his stick. If you watch the overhead view, his stick, I believe his stick to be outside the crease. If you take that line of the crease, it's up. The stick is in the white paint right now when contact is made. So that's the only thing I can say that this goal is going to stand because that stick is outside the crease. The player doesn't go in the crease to make contact with it.
Now, Jack says we're looking at this, we can show that overhead again. Hyman's stick actually comes in contact with Bobrovsky's right pad. As he comes in here, it's going to push out Bobrovsky's right pad right there. And that causes him to lose balance there. And that right foot being in the crease, as you just explained, at the time of contact, I wonder if that's enough to overturn it.
I stand corrected, Callie.
All right, so what is I heard that and I immediately texted everyone. I go, grab this audio. Who's this prick? I stand corrected. By the way, none of that happened. The thing the guy just said, Heinen didn't touched his pad and knocked him off balance. Their skates clicked. He didn't touch his pad.
He didn't touch his pad, and you watch this several times. Not only in the moment, which, oh, yeah, he dropped his stick, watching it again, and these guys are supposed to know they're watching the first time. He drops his stick because he drops his stick. It's a completely intentional act, which is what goalies do when they're trying to sell some type of interference. They drop the stick. He didn't touch it. He does nothing. Heinen does nothing to make him lose the stick. Nothing.
This should be a teaching moment. You know what they should have done is they should have gone, you know what, guys, let's watch it. Instead of just talking while they watched it in real time, they should have said, let's take a look at it. Because we're all seeing it, right? And showed a couple replays. This is what good broadcasters would have done. They would have showed it, looked at it live, because they can't catch up. They've been watching the game just like us. So watch a couple of the replays. It's only like 30 seconds. And then start talking. Instead of just talking live, you dum-dum. What do you think? Even if he said, hey, guys, would you mind replaying it a couple times? Like, I've only seen one replay. Like, I'm going to watch it along with you. Okay, good. Or just don't go, I stand corrected. But then you're useless to everyone.
How did you miss it? I mean,
No, but your
the
job,
expert.
Just don't say I stand corrected. Your job is not to be swayed by the color analyst. Your job is to have an opinion. Say nothing or stand by what you said. Stupid.
I stand corrected, Callie.
Yeah. We thought you would be good at this job.
I stand corrected, Callie. That's really good. I didn't pick that up, but I was watching because Bobrovsky's stick went out of his hand. That's a great pickup. I think you're right. That's contact in the blue paint. He pushes Bobrovsky's pad.
So the whole thing about the stick was nonsense being out of the crease because Bobrovsky dropped his stick. And so now it takes the color analyst to tell this rules guy, this moron, while they're yammering. And by the way, as a Bruins fan, you're saying you're really invested in this, so it makes it 1,000 times worse that they're just babbling nonsense.
There's a good chance this is going to come back.
Almost a chain reaction, right, Jax? Contact in the blue paint causes Bobrovsky to be off balance.
He's never off balance. It's such a lie. It's so sad. They're just like spewing nonsense now. He's not off balance. Yeah, there's a little bit of contact, but whether or not Heinen is forced into the contact by the defensive player,
his ability to play his position.
It didn't. It
not
didn't
at all.
It
How
did
about
not.
I
It
played
didn't.
2 minutes of this and they've changed their story 3 times. Like, it's the sticks out of the crease. No, he hit his pad. Now you'll see that he knocked him out. Like, they're changing the story. Just shut up.
And
shut up. Shut up and let me watch it then. Let me watch it.
Right.
Just let the visuals do the talking.
Yeah.
Pretend
if you guys
we're
are
all
going to
deaf,
change your mind
dum-dum.
3 times and change your mind about what we should be looking at, then it's too much, and they're going to have this thing decided before you guys get done figuring out and changing your minds, even though you're supposed to be the expert.
Oh, that's a good point. I didn't see that.
Part of maybe why he loses control of his stick when he's checked by Heinen again.
That's absolutely right. That's absolutely right. And this comes down to a judgment, but I like what Callie says there.
And by the way, Raycroft was just definitive. Like Andrew Raycroft, if he was doing Nesson, would have said, yeah, he dropped his stick. Like, he was definitive about it. Like, anyone who knew anything apparently about goaltending would have said, yeah, he just dropped his stick. That's what you do in that situation. You drop your stick. But these 3 scientists don't know that. It's their job to know that, not my job.
Bobrovsky appears to change the angle of his head by an inch or 2, and by the time the shot is released, there's no one in the crease, including Bobrovsky. He's come out of the crease to cut down the angle. Heinen's gone at that point. There's nobody in there.
Regardless if it was goaltender interference or not, and it depends who you ask. It doesn't matter. They couldn't have done that to the Bruins. But my point is that these guys don't know their head from a hole in the ground.
Yeah.
We look at where does the contact occur. And as I said, I focus on the stick, but you do see it push on the pad. You see his leg go down. We'll see if Toronto agrees.
Yeah, because you see a stick come out, so automatically you're looking at the stick, seeing how that came out. And
now he's justifying his stupidity.
Now he's justifying how the stick came out. He dropped it.
No, but he's justifying why he said what he said.
Yes.
So now he's just backpedaling and justifying his dumb take that got overturned.
The first 30 or 45 seconds of what you said was utterly useless, proven to be wrong in about a 5-second span. So now you have to go back and say, well, I said all these things because I was ignorant in the first place.
Instead of just shutting up.
to me, it doesn't look like Ekman Larson pushes him in there. Heinen goes in on his own. Here we go, here for the call.
After review, there's no goaltender interference. We have a goal.
So,
Florida has an unsuccessful challenge.
as it turns out, he was right in his ignorance in the first 30 seconds, got backed off of it, got swayed to the wrong point of view, and now is really in trouble.
Or otherwise known as, you're never going on this show again. You're a disaster.
Oh, my God.
Goaltender.
Because it's okay to be wrong. It's not okay to be both.
So goaltender interference, the challenge denied. And I'm sure Bruins fans are probably thinking turnabout's fair play as a goal allowed to stand for the Bruins.
That's how we're
Panthers
thinking
fans
at
not
all.
happy, and on top of that, it'll be a Bruins power play.
That's not what we're thinking at all. We're thinking we're never going to get the last 3 minutes of our life back
Bruin-
after listening to you guys.
Well, the analysis is the Bruins fans are happy and the Florida fans aren't happy. That's the analysis.
Yeah, stand corrected. I got that one wrong, but as Jack said, it's a judgment call, and they determined that there was no contact there, and Bobrovsky was able to make a save.
And just because they came to a different decision than you would have doesn't mean that they're right.
I don't
and
think
you're
it's-
wrong.
I don't think
Oh my God, shut up. God, I hate them. Just because now, don't feel bad about yourself, little guy. You're okay. Just because they said it doesn't mean you were wrong. Well, it does mean you're wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong. And not only are you wrong, the guy you hired to be the rules analysis was right and then got tricked by your dumbass, and now he's even dumber than you.
Oh, I hope they get to call the game on Friday night. That'd be fun.
It's just a parade of, like, broadcasting students. And the league office is horrible. Everyone's horrible. It's just an inferior product.
They came to a different decision than you would have. Doesn't mean that they're right.
I don't
and
think,
you're wrong.
I don't think that's the first time that's happened with goaltender interference.
I don't get that either. I don't get the joke. I don't get any of it. It's just really bad. I hate them. I hate them.
I'm picking up on that.
Yeah, I don't like them.
Yeah.
But there's not one Bruins fan listening that didn't hate that. There's not one. I am often not confident in myself. I am confident in saying
It's frustrating as hell
that
to watch.
everyone watching that game was like, shut up. Everyone watching the game and invested in the game was like, oh my God, shut up. Just shut up. Shut up. Because then when the ref came out and said there's no, I thought, oh, he's going to say there's no goal.
That's what I thought too.
But he said, there's no interference. Just shut up. Just shut up the whole time. During that time, I would text Hardy, Mike, and Nick. During that. I never do that.
Yeah.
And
Because
during
normally you don't have time.
but I was so infuriated that I was just like, oh my God, this is, because I was by myself. I'm like, everyone's got to be feeling this way. If you like that clip, check out more videos from Toucher and Hardy here. For more Bruins analysis and opinion, hit this playlist.